We have a change in the schedule. The two other presenters are not here. Actually, we have a new presentation from Elio Ciralli, if I am right. Yeah, okay. He has received doctoral degree in civil engineering, and he is a coastal and port engineer who has been involved in professional engineering from 1989, involving in several projects under planning, design, and supervision. Okay, because that is our last presentation, you can spend more time if you wish for your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Scheimer, for the kind presentation. Before all, thank you to the organization of this important Congress for having invited me. And thank you to the audience, to the kind audience today. I'm Elio Ciralli. I'm coming from Italy. I'm very happy to be here in Iran with you now. And I'm a consultant, as you said. And in my activity in this moment, I am involved also in Pyongyang. I will present to you this morning, for some minutes, our activity in Pyongyang dealing with the recreational navigation. Before all, we have to clarify what is recreational navigation, what we mean for recreational navigation. Recreational navigation is related with the very ancient relationship existent between human beings and the world, because in the very ancient relationships, people start in learning the world, in learning cultures, in learning other communities, walking by land, but also navigating and using the connective tissue, this is the sea or the water. In these very first relationships, people and men learn to knowing each other, to exchange trades, goods, but also culture and knowledge. Centuries after centuries, going by sea means work before all, under commercial point of view, for instance, with trading, with exchanging goods, with more large ships, but also by fishing and with other kind of activities. What remains of the ancient relationship with the sea, with the water, remains this kind of feeling that every human being has, and this is called now recreational navigation, this form of relationship with the sea. I will introduce the fact that designing specific recreational navigation infrastructure is a quite new discipline. We can call a quite new discipline because, as I can have the possibility to show to you, nowadays planning and designing this kind of infrastructure is quite complex because it involves a lot of number of experiences and skillness that are being taken in account for several matters that must be taken in account for a correct planning and designing. Pyongyang, as you listened 2 days ago during the keynote lecture of Mr. Vasquel, our General Secretary, is the more ancient organization dealing with waterborne infrastructure, waterborne transport infrastructure. In Pyongyang, there are several commissions dealing with specific activities in navigation infrastructure. One of these commissions is the Recreational Navigation Commission that is involved mainly in recreational navigation fact. Now, I will take some minutes of your time to explaining, to present our activity in this commission and what we do to create a certain awareness around the world with our partners and members about the skillness, the needings to well-doing this kind of activity. Our members in RECOM are from several countries, as you can see. I hope personally to have on board also people from Iran, representatives from Iran in the next future. And we meet twice every year in specific occasion, where we have the possibility to discuss about statutory matters of PIANC. As you know, the Commission in PIANC are especially involved in preparing technical reports that are spread to the technicians, to the experts, to the professionals around the world. In our case, we produce technical reports, guidelines on recreation navigation matters. For instance, in this year, in 2012, we meet in Brussels at the PIANC, and then a few weeks ago, we met in Barcelona, Spain, and in the occasion of particular interesting places for recreation navigation and for waterfront projects, very huge and important waterfront projects, we take the occasion to have interesting technical visits there, to learn, to exchange experiences, to know what happens when an important waterfront project is planned or designed and constructed, and what happened to the town that is related, that is involved in this kind of project. In the case of Barcelona, we had the possibility to visit the three main marina. The name of this kind of infrastructure is Marina. From 1940, this term was born in the USA. And we visited Port Vell, for instance. It was the venue of our meeting, and Port Olympic and Port Forum. As you can see from these small pictures, these infrastructures are completely dedicated to small craft sometimes, but also to large ships, because nowadays we are experiencing that recreation navigation can be made also by large ships. For instance, in the 2011, the first ranked most large recreation navigation ship was owned by an investor, a Russian investor, is 1,060 meters long. So you can understand in these first words how it can be complex to manage an infrastructure that can be dedicated to small craft, to sport activities, for instance, to learning the very first relationships with the sails, with boats and so on, until this kind of big ships. Our activity is preparing mainly working groups to preparing reports for the international professional community. In this moment, we have several reports active. You can take a look to the title of these working groups and to the products that they will produce in scheduled time. We start for the guidelines for marina design. There are a lot of guidelines all over the world. PIANC is producing his own guidelines, taking in account what happens at a global level. So we have a very huge working group that is working from 1 year on this matter. And a joint working group with the other commission of PIANC that is involved with environmental facts, that is ENVICOM, is entitled Environmental Impacts and Opportunities of Marina. These are the main of the chairperson of the single working group. 2 working groups that are ready. We finished our job. We are proud of this because 2 very interesting working groups. We are waiting for the final publication from our HQ. And you can find, you, member of PIANC, I hope, you can find this on our website for free. In other case, you can buy by the WebC2 website. One is design and operational guidelines for superyacht facilities. that was finished and was discussed and presented during the last meeting in Barcelona. And one is on dry stack storage. The name dry stack storage is used to indicate the dry ports, dry marina, places where people can conserve the craft in a dry space with several technologies, with several ways to have this kind of possibility to take a boat near a place where to use it. Another one is the catalog of prefabricated marine elements. We are working on this general catalog. In our opinion, this will be always open catalog that is prepared under engineer point of view. So you can connect to a specific website that was created, and you can investigate about the needing of information of single particular elements, prefabricated element, that can be useful in designing a marina. I asked to suppliers, constructors that perhaps are present here this morning to connect with our website in Piank and to try to fill the form to present their product too. This product will be introduced automatically in the catalog without any certification, any responsibility under the Piank point of view, but will give an information under an engineering point of view to people interested in planning and design. The last one is anti-sedimentation system for marina and yacht harbors. We are working to this important matter because, as you know, siltation and sedimentation is sometimes can be a problem for our infrastructures. Another interesting, in my opinion, activity is the MIDA, is the Marine Excellence Design Technical Award. As you know, is quite difficult to well understand, to well describing quality in planning and designing an infrastructure. So the efforts of the Piank RECOM was to identify some criteria to recognize, to understand the quality in this kind of infrastructure. So we prepared a framework where we can recognize this kind of quality under several points of view, that are under functionality, aesthetics, and environmentally sustainability of the infrastructure. There is a certain framework, a certain logical framework, in which we can introduce the candidates, projects, and we can so, at the last of the process, to award every year the best marina under this point of view. For instance, in this picture are presented some of the awards of the marina awarded during the last year. Here I read from the 2004 and until nowadays. As you can see, are different marina of different kind. I don't want to bore you entering in details with the different kind of marinas, different aspects, different specialties of this kind of infrastructure. Only a few words. You can well understand that a marina can be different if the boats stay in this infrastructure for a long time, or if the boats use this kind of infrastructure only for a cruise, only for a small journey. This year we had the pleasure to award a marina in Spain, Porto Deportivo de Combarro, that was a typical marina that was born near a village of fishermen. As you know, this can be, especially in Mediterranean Sea, this is very, very frequent, to find this kind of infrastructure that are built near village, ancient village, that time after time, decades, centuries after centuries, change a little bit their skin, and after several centuries, they became very interesting places where people is interested to spend time, to have tourism, to have recreational occasion to visit the land, to visit the neighbors, the towns, and so on. And this kind of infrastructure can be one of the first door to enter the territory, to present the territory, to present culture, to present traditions, and so on. So people can arrive, can leave the boat, and can enjoy the pleasure, the beauty of the land. We present the Mida every year during our General Assembly of PIANC that is held in several parts of the world, and in other occasions where special occasion can be presented to present our award. For instance, this year for the PIANC Mida 2013, we have several applications, and during our next meeting in February, we will be awarded for the Mida of the next year. Another activity really new that we started this year is the Marina Designer Training Program. But about this, if the chairman gives me the opportunity, I will take some minutes at the end of this presentation to enter a little bit more in details. Obviously, we have close relationships with other organizations dealing as RECOM, our PIANC, as PIANC, with this kind of infrastructure. One of these organizations is ICOPMAS. We have a memorandum of understanding with this important organization dealing with construction boats, giving guidelines for designing of this kind of boats all over the world. So we continuously have relationships with this organization. We reciprocally have on board a representative of our organization in these two commissions, so we have the possibility to exchange, to work very closely to all recreational navigation related facts. Some curiosity, for instance, to take a look to recreational, what means. As you can see, these are two examples of recreational navigation too. You know for sure the snake boat race, for instance, is a little bit like the dragon boat race that perhaps a lot of you know. And in Iran, for instance, there is a team, a very interesting team about this kind of recreational navigation occasion. Thank you for the first part of my presentation. I would like to give some words about the Marina Design and Training Program. As I have the opportunity to say, we can consider planning and design of recreation navigation infrastructure a quite new discipline. Because after the first time where it was quite easy to prepare mooring for this kind of craft, it was understood that the reality is quite more complex. Because with the fact that people normally want to use recreational crafts, want to have near their home, for instance, or want to have them in the occasion of their vacation, of their pleasant period of staying in for tourism somewhere. So, as you understand, this can become a really complex matter to well-designing such kind of infrastructure that in certain time have to be similar to a five-star hotel, for instance. In other times, had to be really nice occasion for the town, so that citizens can enjoy too this kind of infrastructure, having walked there, having the possibility to take something in a bar, in a restaurant, or perhaps having also the occasion to having to make shopping in this kind of infrastructure. In the same time, the infrastructure have to give very complex services to a wide range of boats that start from small craft to very large ships, as I can say. So you understand that very small boats is quite easy to manage, but sometimes where there is a huge number of this kind of craft is quite difficult to manage this traffic. And in the same time you have to give fueling or give other services to very large ships and very large sail. of the program are the same I said in my presentations. We have to solve many situations that can be really challenging, especially in a very populated part like Mediterranean area or like Caribbean or in the USA or other part of the world where recreation navigation is quite popular, very popular, especially, for instance, in the northern part of Europe. We have to solve several relationships that can be really difficult to solve. This can be related, for instance, with the environmental concerns. Sometimes it's very difficult to solve the problem to have a certain kind of infrastructure for navigation in a place where that can be considered very sensitive under the environmental point of view. In this sense, a marina designer, one person, one professional that is involved in this kind of planning and design, have to know several disciplines, have to be skilled in several disciplines that sometimes are not known at all, because, as you know, in university it's quite difficult to study in the same time all this kind of matters like transport infrastructure and urban planning, sustainability, and environmental impact, hydraulic engineering, structural, architectural, landscaping, and so on. So we would like to give a certain awareness to people involved in this kind of professional designing, that they have to take in account all this widespread, all this wide range of skillness and expertise. As I said, there is a certain lack of training and experience under some aspects, and this can result in a substandard engineering product, and sometimes also unsafe product. Other cases exist of this kind of new discipline that were founded during the last decades. One is in the case of geotechnical engineering, for instance, ocean and coastal engineering, but we think that marina designing can be under certain point of view, similar under certain aspects to these cases. So we started with this marina design and training program. We are in this moment in the phase of organizing the first course that will be held in Rome on next January. I'm going on with the slides because on our PIANC website you can find every information you need about the possibility to be a trainer of this course or the possibility to attend to this course, to be trained. You have to consider that this course is most like an open discussion between professionals, more expert professionals that speak with other professionals about these facts, and in a very friendly way we found the occasion to share our experiences. So I said on our website you can find every information you need, so please take a look to our webpage. As I said, the next training course will be held in January, on the 21st, 26th of the next year. Will be in the High Council of Public Work under the Ministry of Infrastructure in Italy, in Rome. And the course is organized in a 5-day training lessons course with a final test. And on the 6 days we have a technical visit in waterfront projects near Rome. So, if you are interested, please, we will be happy to have you on board too in this occasion. People interested can send the CV to our headquarters, and then we will communicate any decision and any detail about the course. These are the registration fee for this course, as you can see. There are all details on the website. Other curiosity, for instance, about the recreational fishing boat is recreational navigation too. A lot of people, million people around the world are interested with this kind of recreational activity. And in the second slide, Eclipse, what I said, the first ranked recreational navigation ship in the world last year. Many thanks for your attention.
Okay,
thank you, Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Just two small questions. Are you also looking at economical aspects around marina development? And I guess some marinas or some recreational harbors are evolving from fishing harbors. So there may be sort of a multi-purpose. Are you looking at those issues as well, or just looking at marinas dedicated to recreational boating only?
Thank you very much for your question. Sure, economical aspects are very important for the success of such kind of infrastructure. For this reason, we have involved also managers of marina, developers, and people that is involved with the final result of this kind of infrastructure. This is one aspect of the complexity of the matter, because in this case, very often, this kind of project are OPPT project or private project. So they need a success, but in the same time, is most important the success for the community. The community have to gain from the construction of this kind of infrastructure that must be seen not like closed infrastructure that works only enter the walls of the marina, but have to cooperate with the territory, and the marina have to be an interesting occasion for citizens too, for people that use the marina not under the point of view of the owner of the boat. The second question, our Recreation Navigation Commission is specifically dedicated with the interrelationships between different kinds of navigation traffics. So we have a specific working group working on this fact to producing also a report, but in every occasion we have to take into account this complexity of the relationships of different, completely different traffics and the struggles that sometimes happens in the same infrastructure where fishermen one day own spaces, but recreation navigation can become an opportunity too, because in this case, very often, people can find another occasion of work, another occasion of re-employment, for instance, in the marina facts. In Mediterranean area, for giving you an experience, we are, under the fisherman point of view, suffering a very complex situation, because the European law are reducing the effort of catching. So the fishing fleets is drastically going down, and a lot of people need to search a new employing. Well, recreation navigation can be one of the solutions to this, under this point of view.
Okay, thank you. I want to add that if anybody is willing to join PIANC, there is a stand on the exhibition hall. Please go and register there. And that was our last presentation. We are going for a short break. Please do not miss the keynote speaking, particularly the one who is talking about Tohoku tsunami. Okay, thank you.